Coach, the guys joked about fishing. They sure do seem to love being around each other. How special of a group has this been for you?
It's been really good. We noticed it in the fall. And you can always discuss it with your team, especially in the, with all that goes on in the off season with the portal and that, and new guys, and a lot of guys drafted, and guys coming in that weren't here, and somehow, some way, we gotta get you guys to kind of gel and like each other and care about each other. And I think that some of the guys, took that to heart a little bit and probably led there, but I think genuinely they just like each other and they like to be around each other, and they like to hang out here. We're very fortunate to have the hunt facility there, and it's great for working and getting better, recruiting, but it's also like a fraternity. They're hanging out and they get to know each other, and they become good friends in there. I really believe that.
I guess the portal is open and there's movement for both teams already. I guess is that something you'd like to see change, or how are you kind of handling, having to do a super?
I don't know. I really haven't thought about it. I've been thinking about trying to beat Tennessee or figure out a way to beat them. Obviously, we're doing what we need to do, and we've contacted people. We have visits set up. And so is Tennessee. There's been things posted about people they've already got commitments from. So it's just the way it is. I don't know if you move it back. I don't know if that helps. Then it's closer to the time that the draft's getting here, and I don't know. I don't know if there's a right answer. Now, I would like to get the draft moved up to like now instead of being in July, and I'll get off my soapbox about nobody's too concerned about having the draft during the All-Star game. Like it's a big fun event. Whoopee. Let's just draft these guys and let them relax a little bit, and let's let coaches know who's going to be back and who's not, so we can figure out who to put on our roster or who's still going to be here. But, that's how I feel.
Coach, last week the lineup averaging 8 or so runs a game. What have you liked about their approach from 1 to 9 for all the guys?
Yeah, last weekend we had a great approach. Up and down the lineup, it's just like it's not like you get through 6 hitters and then it falls apart, and we can't wait to get back to the top. The end of the lineup did a great job for us, middle, top. It might not be every time or every inning, but there's always a chance. They've all done their part and they've all helped out. I've liked the consistency of that, and that we played the other game too, and I play a little small ball here and there, and been able to run a little bit here and there. We don't just sit around and hit 3-run homers, and those are nice. But sometimes the weather is not in your favor for that, and you got to be able to do some other things, and I think we've been able to.
You're not missing much during batting practice, watching people catch the ball and hit it. Are you still mulling lineups? You see a guy like Frazier pound the ball around the park. Do you ever get influenced by that, even this late?
Not for starting at this time. We don't have guys that I'm flip-flopping on, so to speak. I stand out there because I like to watch the swings from out there. I like to work with the base runners and talk to them at second base and third base. But I do really watch BP, and there's been times. When we played at Florida State, I think in 2009, when I, out of the blue, put Andrew Dar in the lineup because all he did in BP in the last group was hitting line drives and hit it hard. In the last game, he was hitting in the 9-hole, and he got the double that walked him off the field as our DH, and he also went 5 for 5 that game, But he had kind of earned that through just what he had done with his batting practice. I think I hit him a little bit in the regional as well, but we don't have that issue. Our lineup's been pretty set, and we're not platooning a DH or a position players. We've just been going with who's been doing it, because we've got left-handers hitters that hit lefties fine, and vice versa. So we just let it go.
There may not be a right answer to this. In your experience, though, when teams meet each other for a second time in the season, do you see offense or pitching having an upper hand based on what happened the first time?
Yeah, it could be either way, but I think bottom line, it's what your players do, or your hitters locked in, swinging at strikes, pitchers throwing strikes and doing what they do. I think it gives coaching staffs an opportunity to maybe see more of what might get them out or what won't, and then we got to use it. But really, it comes down to the players. They just got to do what they do.
Zach got through 3 innings quickly against them the first time and then ran into trouble in the fourth. What did you see during that inning, and have you seen improvements in whatever went wrong in the last couple of outings?
Yeah. Well, that last outing was amazing. But that game, and then I think you're probably talking about the tournament, just didn't locate it. And, the second time through the lineup, they got him a little bit. But I think it was more about his location than anything. And he didn't have a really good breaking ball that day. And he's been having that lately. So, hey, you never know. You never know how it's going to go. That's why you play. But, it's a really good lineup that he has to try to maneuver through, and it's a good mix of left and right-handed hitters, power guys that'll fight you. A couple guys can run. So, every pitch is important.
You've coached with and against Tony kind of for a long time now. Just what is he like as a competitor, and just is there anything different that comes to meeting at the postseason at this stage?
To me, the game's the game. Whether you're in season, it was very important that we needed to win that series big time a few weeks ago. I think they felt the same way. As far as competing, he's really a big-time competitor. He likes to compete at everything he does. And, whether it's, shooting baskets, free throw, it doesn't matter. I mean, he's competing, and he grew up that way. His dad's a high school coach, and he was always, as a young kid, always with his dad's teams, and all the way to JUCO to Missouri playing, and then, in his coaching career, he's very competitive on the recruiting trail and everything else. So that's what it takes to have success at this level.
Dave, we talked about it after the regular season series against Tennessee, where y'all did a really good job of handling, all the delay tactics and things they do, and just sticking to what y'all do. Does it help having gone through it just a few weeks ago, like having that experience, this time around, even if it's on a bigger stage?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think it's any different than some other teams. And I mean, it doesn't really stand out to me that there's a lot of delay things going on. I think what I just tell our teams every weekend is just do what we can do. Don't get distracted. Don't let the other stuff get in your way of being focused on your bat or your pitch or making a play. And easier said than done, but I don't have any problem with anything.
And I don't think it's resulted in a bunch of hits, but it feels like Iredale's been putting on a lot better swings lately, last weekend especially. Just what are you seeing from him? Do you think he's maybe close to turning a corner there?
Yeah, I mean, I do. You never know how it's going to go, like I've said a couple times, but I mean, his bats seem to be better. He's taking his walks. He's still getting hit by pitches. His on-base percentage is up there. He's been so close on some pitches where he flew out to the fence, thinking he just missed it. You just need him to get one of those and at a big time. But yeah, we feel like he's swinging the bat a lot better than he did maybe 2 weeks ago.
And one more about him. You mentioned all the hit by pitches. What makes him prone to all of those?
They're pitching him in a lot, trying to finish him in, sliders away, fastballs in. And, they miss a little bit to, towards right-handers to the arm side. They hit him, or if they leave it out over the plate, you got a better chance of hitting it. But that's what I see, and that's kind of what they try to do with him.
I know you want to get guys innings and reps, but can there be a benefit at this stage of the season? Maybe, Fouch, Gibbler, some guys that haven't pitched much the last 2 weekends, or they've got to be fresh here for this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's probably a little of both. But the guys you mentioned, they threw an inning to some of our hitters. When I say an inning, they went out and the other day, today's Friday, maybe Wednesday, and after 15 pitches, or we told them, hey, go get 2 hitters out if it takes 5 pitches or whatever. And so they got loose, came on the field and did it. So try to simulate a little bit. And then we also get some of our guys that hadn't had some at-bats in a while an opportunity to hit some live pitching.
Any more questions for Coach? Coach, appreciate you. See you tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.